Good morning, Cedar Park. Today is Monday, February 13th, 2023, and it's an A-Day.
Coming up, meet the man who's keeping all of the computers running at Cedar Park, and let's catch up with Destination Imagination as they competed in their regional tournament.
And a look into students performing in the AllState concerts, plus your Monday sports report.
Turn it up because the Wolfcast starts now. Good morning, Cedar Park, and welcome back. I'm Abby Martinez, and I'm here this morning with Jack Polshik and Katie Whitmarsh.
Our cheer team is coming off of a busy weekend, placing 7 nationally out of 60 highly competitive teams.
The girls spent the weekend at the ESPN Wide World of Sports in Orlando, competing in the UCA Nationals.
In an Instagram post, Coach King says, quote, "Couldn't be more proud of these amazing young women, and especially our seniors who performed for the last time together."
Congrats, ladies.
Now, for our feature story of the morning, you may have seen this man repairing various things around the school.
Reporter Caleb Taylor is here to talk about the sides of Mr. Kevin Bickling's job students may not know about.
Thanks, Katie. Mr. Pickling is our resident technologist on campus, known to most students as the tech guy. But what does that really mean?
Mr. Pickling's average day looks very different from many other staff members. The bulk of his time is spent dealing with tickets or work orders relating to student or staff devices. In addition, he also handles prep and inventory for MLISD, the program responsible for handling school-owned student devices.
For example, like a student drops their laptop and the screen cracks or something like that, I'll get a ticket from the librarians for that. Or a teacher needs some software installed on their desktop in their classroom, or the projector bulb burns out or something. So those are tickets that I can get any day throughout the year. Like checking in and checking out laptops. Every student who participates in MLISD, which here it's like 80%, 85% of them, we have to check those in and do inventory. And if there's any issues with them at the end of the year, we try to take those and repair them at the end of the year.
This is Mr. Bickling's 4th year at Cedar Park and his 6th in Leander ISD. He is considered an information technology and services employee who actually works directly for the district and is housed at Cedar Park High School.
Prior to this position, I was kind of a floating technician, and so I would go to all the middle and high schools. But once I got to the Cedar Park High School position, when I'm floating, no one really knows who you are. But now that I'm here, it's kind of like I have my little family with staff and admin here.
Mr. Bickling's favorite part of the job, though, is running the very same program that he got to take when he was in high school. Every year, Bickling takes on a handful of student aides and teaches them various aspects of his job, such as how to repair laptops, troubleshoot tech issues, and fulfill support tickets. To the student body at large, though, he has just one message.
To the student body, restart your computers. Yep, do your updates, don't skip your updates. And restarting is not the same as just closing your lid and opening it back up. Go to start, click on the little power icon and do restart, and that solves seriously like 50% of the problems. So
If you see Mr. Pickling around, be sure to thank him for all of his hard work.
So, Caleb, how does somebody contact Mr. Pickling if they need computer help?
Yeah, so if you have a tech issue, you can either submit a support ticket through the librarians, or you can email him at kevin.bickling@leanderisd.org, or you can go pay him a visit in room 2010.
All right.
Gotcha. And where can I learn more about his job?
Well, if you want to learn more, you can actually go on over to cphswolfpack.com and check out my companion article.
Perfect. Awesome.
Sweet. Well, thanks, Caleb. We'll be right back.
This weekend, our Cedar Park High School Destination Imagination team, the Madams of Mayhem, participated in the DI Regional Tournament. The team has been hard at work practicing a number of challenges in order to prepare for this year's competition. They competed in the Extreme Challenge, meaning they were given the full challenge an hour before they performed and had to create a skit based on the outline they were given. Their performance entertained the audience and was judged by a panel of appraisers to receive an overall score.
Once you get into it and just like being weird, it helps you in so many different ways, because being creative is just such an applicable thing. You can use it in pretty much any career except for maybe math stuff. But even then, it's just generally useful. It doesn't sound useful. It's like, oh, you just do improv with more stuff and rules. It's actually a good device in order to further just mental development or your thinking skills or problem-solving skills mainly. That's very important.
The team received second place in their category. Congratulations to our Destination Imagination team.
Minutes away from the San Antonio Riverwalk, the Texas Music Educators Association Convention happens each year. This past weekend, 12 Cedar Park High School students participated in the AllState Choir and Band concerts. The AllState process began back in July, and finding time to practice in between other commitments wasn't easy. Before each round of the tryout process, each student had to learn new rhythms or music to perform. Junior Trey Thompson was one of the 7 CPHS band members to make AllState.
Especially on top of marching season, which is super busy, like on its own in the fall. You have to kind of just find whatever time you can, just like get on instruments, because what's special about percussion is that we don't have like a saxophone we could take home, you know, we have to like come into school and like get on these big instruments.
The AllState process wasn't just for CPHS band. Choir students participated in a similar process after spending months preparing for auditions and going to daily sectionals during DEN. Varsity tenor bass choir member Julia Rabago describes how it felt for all the hard work to pay off.
It's one of the last musical check boxes I wanted to check off, and I think it's going to be a really awesome experience to just have fun with my friends and play music.
You can see the band and choir performing in their pre-UAL concerts on April 4th and April 6th in the PAC.
Now Kylie Young joins us with your top headlines on today's brief.
Happy Monday, Cedar Park. I'm Kelly Young here with today's top headlines for your morning's brief. First, the Turkish embassy received a $30 million donation over the weekend. A Pakistani man walked into the Turkish and U.S. embassy and anonymously donated the sum to the earthquake survivors. More than 34,000 people were killed by the 7.8 magnitude earthquake and tens of thousands were injured. With the Israeli resources leaving, there is much to be done, and you can learn more and donate with a link on our Instagram and in the description. Next, a husky puppy in El Paso who was recently adopted missed her foster family and ran back to the shelter. Bailey, who is described as a very friendly pup, ran away from her new home and made an amazing 10-mile and 2-day trip back for a visit. She rang the doorbell at 1 a.m. and was greeted with smiles and started faces before being returned home. And finally, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl last night, beating the Eagles 38-35. For some, this might have been a sour Sunday, but none can compare to how Jackson Kelsey is feeling as the first brothers to face off in the Super Bowl. And Travis Kelsey battled it out for not only their team, but for bragging rights. Their mother, Donna, literally split in half as she cheered on her sons, but Donna was the real winner, holding the title for the most epic Super Bowl mom. So how is next Thanksgiving going to be?
Okay, Super Bowl. What are y'all's thoughts?
It was close, so it was interesting to watch. I think not the most interesting, but you know, it was good.
I think because both teams were so good that you're like, you know, it was like they score here, then they score, then they score, then they score, and it was just like...
It's very like anticlimactic ending for sure.
The ending was awesome.
I didn't think it was like anticlimactic. I just thought it was like weird. That call. I mean, we gotta talk about the call.
Yeah, it was bad. Honestly, if that didn't have happened, I don't think the Chiefs would have won.
Probably
so
not. Like that kind of gave them the win.
Yeah.
And like there was some discussion online about like the refs being paid off.
Yeah.
Always,
So
every year.
Tense Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yes.
That's where we're going at. Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks, Kylie. Next, your scholarship of the week with Millie Suarez. But first, these announcements.
Good morning, I'm Millie Suarez, and this week's scholarship is the Gigi and Louise Gartner Scholarship. This scholarship is for senior students. Requirements include a GPA of 3.0 and an interest in medicine. The scholarship is worth $10,000 and will be awarded based on leadership potential, an essay, and 2 letters of recommendation. The deadline to submit an entry is May 1st. That's all I have for you today. For more information, you can check out their website, scholarships.com. With CPHS News, I'm Millie Suarez, now your Monday Sports Report.
Thanks, Millie. Welcome back to the Wolfcast Sports Report. I'm Katie Whitmarsh.
And I'm Reed Cummins. First up, the boys basketball team went against Liberty Hill Friday night, but fell 51-29 coming up. We'll see the Timberwolves travel out to play against Slayman tomorrow night. It's their last game of the season, so good luck to all the players.
And for Cedar Park soccer, the girls team had a nice win over Leander 2-0. Shout out to goals made by junior Isabel Peters and sophomore Meredith Colts. They will be back out on the field tomorrow night at 7:15 against Rouse. It's a home game, so everybody make sure you head out to the fields.
And for the guys, they also had a win against Leander 3-1. Shout out to seniors Enrique Alvarado and Zeb Wayland for leading the team. Tomorrow night, the boys are traveling out to Rouse to play at 7:15. Check out our sports Twitter at CPH_sports for score updates.
And finally, our girls basketball team is heading into the playoffs. The bi-district game against San Antonio Wagner will be at 6:30 tomorrow night at New Braunfels High School. At the beginning of the season, the team played Wagner, but unfortunately lost 37-54. So we're hoping that this time around we come out on top. Good luck, ladies. And that's all we have for you today with CPHS News. I'm Katie Whitmarsh.
And I'm Reed Cummins. We'll be right back.
That's all we have for you today. Thank you for taking time to join us during your den. You can catch anything you missed and more on our Twitter or YouTube at CPHS News.
Make sure to catch tomorrow's show for a special in-studio visit from Dr. Love and Assistant Feelings to help celebrate Valentine's Day.
And don't forget to follow our dedicated sports Twitter at CPHS_sports for updates during the games. With CPHS News, I'm Katie Whitmarsh.
I'm Jack Polishuk.
And I'm Abby Martinez. Remember to make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. Have a marvelous Monday, Cedar Park.